Hello creation, hope you're well. I've just written this. It's called The Optimist and the Pessimist. As I gaze out of the window across this autumn embracing landscape, I observe and resonate with the now yellowing leaves that are clinging on to the memories of a once youthful lifetime. I'm not that bad. There is a touch of the solemn within, arising not with accompanying sadness, but with the presence of acceptance. The stillness of the trees, no movement of leaf, so profound, so quiet, even the distant traffic seemingly passing by with utmost respect. This soul, as every soul, relishes such moments, and for many, these moments will be seldomly experienced, as far too often they find themselves engrossed, entangled, and wholly engulfed within the tumultuous hubbub of their daily lives. There comes a period in one's life where the gap between the tick and tock of the clock establishes itself as the more dominant communicative force, gifting the observer with the knowledge that all is of equal value and importance, regardless of energetic representation. At times, silence is called upon. The aforementioned descriptive encourages us to seek out such a luxury, yet most seldom do. 'Tis not because they, as many, seem to believe, don't have time. Because they do. They just don't deem it to be an important factor of life. Yet it is one of such importance that it would change their perspective of life forever, should they embrace it. How many say, sleep on it, things will look much better in the morning? This, in my opinion, sometimes works for the positive and at other times the negative. I found that this method or statement worked more positively when I was of a young age, when life's trials and tests were not wrapped up, burdening the soul with heavier energies which would have to be addressed in these later years of life. I was young, I slept, I was of a naive innocence that forgave without effort. I was a lovely child, actually. Well, I was up until a certain age. But as the years and tests grew ever seemingly harder, I came to realise that the energy that I took with me to sleep, regardless of it being positive or negative in nature, would be the same when I woke up in the morning. This is never a good way to start the day. The body can still feel tired, sometimes as if it's had no rest at all. Our mood is low, we have no enthusiasm for the day's coming duties, and the majority of the time we leave our home for work taking the low vibe or mood with us into our place of work, mostly. This energy will more than likely be passed on to co-workers, associates, even family members or friends, because most will not be awakened to the importance of energetic protective barriers. Barriers that we must put in place if we are to avoid the on-take of another's low vibrational frequency. There once was an expression of consciousness, vibrant, so positive of nature, who took up residence with the pessimist, whose soul he thought could be nurtured. The vibe that he held was a high one. His armour, he thought, could not be dented. But the optimist was, after all, only human. Inevitably, the day came when the pessimist had to be rejected. If we cannot see or accept that our actions determine reactions, which can then determine more action, reaction, then we will continue reaping those sometimes unwanted consequences, which, dependent upon energetic representation, can be quite catastrophic to the peace, flow and harmony of one's existence. If we learn to accept all as equally important and of equal value, then we will not just hear the ticking and tocking of the clock. We will hear quite clearly the resounding silence in between. That's powerful. That's powerful, isn't it? Yeah, that's a powerful chanting. That's a powerful writing that's come through. It's true. I mean, they can be so, I mean, I've called it the optimist and the optimist and the pessimist. I have been in that relationship, where you high vibe up here and their vibes are down here, and you think you can carry you through. Eventually, we can get worn down. And that's not, when you get two expressions of consciousness who then, if the lower vibe, if the pessimist cannot become the optimist, regardless of how much the optimist tries to help, if they're not prepared to put that work in, it's not going to work. It's doomed for. It's not going to work unless the one of the high vibration relinquishes all self-worth and power, self power. I'm not on about power over another, and just becomes the foot mat for the other one to wipe their feet on and treat, in that low vibrational way. When we've got self-worth, we're not going to put up with that. We're not going to put up with that. We're not, because we're worth, we deserve the best, and it's that, isn't it? You can lead a horse to water, isn't it? It's that saying, but we can't make it drink, And also, everyone's on their own path and they're exactly where they're meant to be at that right time, and people come into our lives to help us learn, as we do them, hopefully, It's just how it is sometimes. Sometimes people they get together for a brief moment, for whatever reason, and it might be a brief moment to bring a child into this world. And then when it does, if that's the reasoning behind it, then that's the reasoning behind it. That has to be accepted as an act of a higher source. How life can. I used to say, how life can throw us a googly. How life sometimes can throw us a googly. But googlies can be played. Yeah. Shame on them. Anyway, that's it for today. Wherever you are, I hope this helps somebody in some capacity. Wherever you are in the world, if there's no love around you, you'll be that love. Take care.